Our future's been taken from us. It's been taken from us because of the amount of debt in the system, the action of central banks debasing currency, the problems of demographics and aging populations. It's a huge problem we all face, whether it's the retirement crisis later in life, or whether it's trying to just afford to get on the ladder earlier in your career. Or many of you who are having kids, you're thinking, how the hell am I going to afford all of this? How we get out of it?
Wait a minute, everyone. Welcome to Bitcoinzilla, your platform for daily cryptocurrency analysis and news. Our mission is to keep it simple. Bitcoinzilla offers engaging information that is easy to understand. Our analysts keep their eyes on the latest news to provide valuable insights via email. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Join our community of 10,000 subscribers and experience the new edge with Bitcoinzilla. Subscribe now. In this video, Raoul will share his views on the economic system, the stimulus, the debt, the inflation, and the crypto market. He will address some of the key issues that many people are concerned about, such as: how has our future been impacted by the overwhelming debt in the system? What are the implications of central banks debasing currency? Are we prepared for the looming retirement crisis later in life? How do we navigate these challenges and find a way out? Let's join Raoul Pal in a conversation about these topics and more.
And so I'm going to try and do the impossible. I know we did a How to Unfuck Your Future a while ago, but I'm going to try and add more to it because I'm always building on this thesis. My understanding always deepens. Every time I sit down to write Global Macro Investor, I uncover more and more and more of this bigger picture that I've understood. To zoom back out again, just so you all catch up. Now, I urge you, to go back to my How to Unfuck Your Future. Go back to anything I've done on demographics. Go back to that Robert Breedlove interview where I talk in depth about how we got here today. Go back to the Nathaniel Whittemore interview. Those are really, really important interviews that I've done. The Everything Code, the debt demographics and deflation, all of that kind of stuff. I'm going to skip through some of this today, talk it so I can frame it for you. This is not going to be easy to do because there is too much and I literally can't do this in the period of time allotted. But I'm going to try, and I've got some notes open, so if I look a bit distracted, it's because there's really a lot to cover, and I need to make sure that you get all the information that you need out of it. So the first instance is debt, demographics, and deflation. This is the thing that shapes our world. We're driven by demographic forces, and they're baked in the cake. Populations grow, populations shrink. The population of the Western world has been shrinking or has been declining in growth rates for a period of time. There are some countries with different demographics, and I've talked about that before, why India, the Middle East, and other countries are maybe a better investment opportunity than the West in many regards. But you see, the whole thing came about from the debt demographic and deflation understanding of the world. You see, the older the population is, and the more debts that they have, the slower the trend rate of GDP growth is. And that's what creates enormous problems. And I'm trying to deal with that and let you understand what that kind of means. You see, and again, without covering all the old ground again,
the crypto market saw a notable downturn, with Bitcoin falling below $63,000 and other major altcoins also experiencing sell-offs. The total market capitalization dropped by 7.68%, landing at $2.27 trillion. Bitcoin, BTC, led the downturn, falling around 7% to roughly $62,650. Ethereum, ETH, the second largest crypto by market cap, also declined, dropping about 8% to $3,200. The downturn coincided with the largest single-day outflow from Bitcoin ETF ever recorded. The Grayscale Bitcoin ETF saw outflows of $642.5 million on March 18, indicating decreased investor interest. The downturn comes before the Federal Open Market Committee meeting on March 20. Market sentiment is affected by speculation about the Fed's monetary policy, especially regarding inflation. High interest rates could potentially slow the crypto market rally. The downturn is part of a larger correction that started on March 14. marked by bearish divergence signals and high relative strength index (RSI) levels. Overvaluation and profit-taking opportunities led to decreased trader demand in the downturn. The sharp drop in crypto prices led to a wave of liquidations in the derivatives market, especially long positions. Over $182 million in positions were liquidated, putting downward pressure on asset prices and intensifying the sell-off.
After World War II, we had a record amount of people born in the Western world. Those people, their journey is the story of our economy. The growth go-go years of the 50s and 60s, the inflation of the 70s driven by all of these people coming into the workforce, earning an income and competing for goods and services. Then the 80s and 90s, the 80s was them financializing. They get to their 30s and they start buying financial assets. That starts moving the price of assets. By the time we get to the 90s, we start to bring other people into this global labor force. So not only have we got a record number of people competing for jobs, but we also then bring the WTO agreement and we start bringing everybody from China to Mexico to Vietnam into the labor force. That means that wages never really went up in real terms. Yet, because people are investing in their 401ks, assets were going up. So that was the start of the great asset imbalance. What happened was, over that period of time, people started taking on more and more debt to fund the difference in the asset price rises versus their wages. And that kind of makes sense. You borrow money to invest in the future. But that got out of control. By the time we got to 2008, the debt side of the equation was literally ridiculous. Every major economy was pretty close or above 100% of GDP in debt at government level. Households were at record high debts. Corporations were at record high debts. And then the world stopped. You see, what happened in 2008 was the value of the collateral of the system started falling. And that was when the equity market starts falling. The real estate market was the real one. That was huge amounts of collateral with massive amounts of borrowing. The collateral falls, the borrowing becomes unsustainable, the whole system imploded. Now, the banking system itself was record leverage. And what happened was this complete meltdown of the global financial system. Looking back now, I now think that this really was the 1929 moment. But it didn't turn into 1929. And there was a reason for that. Is we had Bernanke at the Fed. And Bernanke had an understanding of what went wrong in 1929. And he had one special trick up his sleeve, which was the use of the balance sheet of the central banks to deflate the value of money itself. And so therefore asset prices optically rose. So that's the denominator effect you've heard me talk so much about. All the central banks agreed pretty much around the same period of time to start printing money, debasing all of fiat currency. Asset prices ripped. Asset prices ripped. Well, guess what? The collateral of the system is now saved. So they saved the system via this particular mechanism.
The crypto market saw liquidations over $624 million, mainly affecting leveraged long positions. Ether, ETH, the second largest cryptocurrency, dropped 9.3% to $3,254. If Ether's price drops below the $3,100 mark, it could cause more liquidations of over $212 million. Grayscale Investments has made progress in its pursuit of an Ethereum exchange-traded fund, ETF, submitting an updated Form 19 bits for filing. Craig Salm, the firm's chief legal officer, highlighted the increasing demand for Ethereum and the importance of a spot Ethereum ETF, similar to Bitcoin ETF. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to BitcoinZella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.